puzzle game about plants, a puzzle game about figuring out what different plants are, and also I want to change the volume. 1890 Botany Manor, Somerset. Oh, this is a nice looking place. But before we explore it, I am actually going to turn the volume down. I can probably go down quite extreme. I can turn it up for the video if I need to. What have we got in here? I see something glimmering. Ooh, we have a note. Lady Arabella, we're so happy to have you back at Botany Manor. I hope you had a lovely trip. In your absence, I'm afraid some things in the manor have deteriorated, though I can assure you we tried our best to keep things in order. I hope it doesn't affect your research too much today. Spin. Ah, and if the text was poor, I can read it in an easy way. That's nice. Parcel. Looks like a book to me. Arabella Green. I'm assuming that's us. Forgotten Flora, a herbarium by Arabella Green. We wrote a book. Thank you once again for submitting your book proposal, Forgotten Flora. Please send us this empty herbarium. Please send this empty herbarium back to us once you have completed your research, and we'll be in touch with a potential offer. Oh, so we haven't written a book. We are writing a book. Okay. We've got maps of the grounds. Anything else in here? No. What's this? Collect seeds. We've got some seeds for windmill wort. I want to grow the windmill wort to filter the smoggy air in my conservatory, but I'll need to research its temperature requirements first. Okay. So, some plant pots. Place the pot on the saucer, add the soil to the pot, plant a seed, and water the seed. We need to just... Oh. I can inspect the pot. Ah, I can get a seed out of here. Oh, and it jumps straight in. And then water it. I'm assuming it's not going to be the... Oh, it's grown a bit. Yeah, so I need to do something relating to the temperature of the... what's this over here? Wildflowers. 1. Windmill wort. Volcanic flower. Yeah? Nice. And some other flowers. Sword lily, a checkered lily, and a daffodil. Ah, here we go. Ideal. Important clues get added to the herbarium where you can assign them to plants. If you're stuck, tracking clues can help you organise and validate your research. Okay, so I guess this is a clue because it says windmill wort on it. And this, I assume, will also be a clue. Ideal soil temperatures, and it was a volcanic flower, so it's somewhere between 45 and 60, depending on its country of origin. Which we don't know. Didn't say anything about it over there, did... Oh, and this is a boiler. Okay, so it's going to be at least 45 degrees, isn't it? I've got a pipe running over to here. What's this? Ah, so I should probably put the windmill wort there. In front of the heat vent. Or a postcard. Is this going to tell me a location? Postcard from Marianne. Dearest Arabella, on my hike I came across the windmill wort, a flower that only grows in Sicily. Some locals told me that the flower has air purifying qualities, but due to its bespoke temperature requirements, the plant rarely blooms. Maybe the flower could help with the smog pollution in your conservatory. Your friend and peer, Marianne. Or we could just open a window. Or build a window. I guess that might deny the point. Somerset falls victim to industrial smog. Ah, but the industrial smog seems to be located entirely within this conservatory. Right, what was the temperature we needed for Sicily? I went the long way around there. Sicily, 60 degrees. Nope, not that thing, it's the boiler. 50, 55, 60. I wonder how long we'll have to wait. Not long at all. Instantly grew. We're going to start spinning like a windmill. Oh, it literally is. Oh, and it worked. Very quickly, the smog is already gone. The windmill wort naturally grows in volcanic soil, which is why it requires a soil temperature of 60 degrees. The bud contains air purifying qualities so the flower can filter its environment from dense smog. Oh, and these are the other two clues, aren't they? Which I didn't really need to add, I suppose, but for completeness, I'll put them into the page. Ah, that's much nicer. I can now see, looking at this picture, why I saw a comment somewhere describing this as being a bit like The Witness. Visually, it is very like The Witness. Right, can I go faster? Oh. So R2 I can zoom in, but that's not a sprint button. Ah, but L1 is. L1 is a sprint button. We'll walk through here slowly, this looks quite nice. Ooh. Hello. I got up the ladder? No. Ah, I can't get in. Ah, we've got another gate over here. Signs. Botany Manor, home of the Green family. A key. Nice. I'm currently busy researching. Please leave all deliveries in the gatehouse and ring the bell. Ah, that was me. Apparently I said that. I don't know why I've rung the bell. I'm the one who said you need to ring the bell. I'm ringing it for myself. Okay, so this key doesn't work on that door. It must be to get into the manor. So where are we going? We should probably not get sidetracked and just go straight in. I imagine that's where the game intends. Oh, we've got another seed pot, but no new seeds. Just my fire. No, it wasn't a fire. Something was it? It was a windmill wart chair that I can sit in. Beautiful. My dearest Arabella, I hope this letter finds you well as you set off for London on your important trip. The thought of you in the bustling city working on your ambitions both excites and worries me. Time has indeed passed, and yet your determination for your field remains inspiring to me. I never imagined all those years ago that we would be writing to each other in our 5th decade about such endeavours. I look forward to hearing about your progress, and of course, let me know how I can be of assistance upon your return. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. That's very sweet. Didn't tell me anything about any new plants, though. And that's all I care for. Plants. Oh. Hello. That's interesting. Tree growing inside. Some of these roots don't even seem to be going into the ground. They're just sprawled across the floor. Another place to sit. Lady Arabella Green, I'm pleased to let you know that your family tree is complete, carefully tracing out the history of your lineage. As per your request, I have altered the customary presentation, now displaying the maiden names of the ladies in your family rather than their current names acquired through marriage. Should you require any further adjustments or have additional inquiries, I remain at your service. Yours, Robert Hinchley, genealogist. That's fun. So where are we? Oh, right there in the middle. Arabella Mary Green. Nice. Cool. I don't think that really tells us anything. We were born in 1835. And what is it, 1890 now? 55 years old. Not remotely relevant. Dartmoor, all the year round. Cool. Ah, we can't enter the kitchen. Pyrophiles. Fire has the potential to be among the most devastating forces of nature. Despite this, humans have developed the ability to invent, wield, and attempt to manage it. Humans have developed the ability to invent fire. Interesting. Meanwhile, certain species in the plant kingdom have evolved to adapt and flourish in the face of fire. Areas where forest fires occur frequently, pyrophiles have learned to rely on fire as a crucial part of their life cycle. Their seeds typically possess tough shells. Some pyrophiles only bloom when surrounded by smoke aromas from their natural habitat. Okay, well that's going to be a part of one of the plants, isn't it? At some point. Okay, we can't... Oh, can't go into any of these places. Back into the main foyer. Where can we go? Oh, a letter. Oh no, a ticket, a railway ticket. Taunton to London Paddington. First class. Of course they're travelling first class. Elderly discount applied, 9th of July 1890. There's also something flashing to the right of the screen that I'll go look at in a moment. Okay. Whose ticket was that? It's of this year. Is it mine? I'm not that elderly. Ah, here are some seeds. Bulgaria. I came across the Fulgaria when I was caught in a terrible thunderstorm. I'm interested to learn more about its growth requirements. Okay, that's not actually... none of these things seem to be relevant to this. Doesn't say anything about fire in that description, just says thunderstorm. Blurry photograph. A well-lit photograph. Is that the Fulgaria? And a dark photograph. Okay. Ah, it has some text on it. I purchased a new camera and flash lamp to document my flowers. The picture looks a little blurry though, I'll have to investigate the camera settings. 10th of May, 1890. 3 days later, the picture is so dark, impossible to see the flowers. I can't believe how quickly I have run out of that incredibly expensive flash powder. Ah, and the day before, I'm very pleased with this picture. Looks like I'm getting the hang of the camera. Yeah? Nice. Sure. Arabella's parents. Nice. What have we got upstairs? Anything on the landing? The library hall. We need a 3-letter key code. I can go in here at least. Ah, to where this tree is, and is not going to let me through. Blocked by tree. Yeah, I could tell. Back downstairs. Did I miss somewhere? Oh, I didn't go through this door. Ah, this'll be the way. Ooh, are we going to have to make flash powder to take a picture of a plant? Yeah, probably. Oh, although I don't know if I... Ah. Yeah, look at that. Probably not the correct ingredients. Okay, we're going to have to take pictures of the plants. We didn't have to take a picture of the first one. The art of painting. Can't open it. Just exists. They're much better than I could do. Anything around here? It is quite a pretty game, isn't it? Did the brightness just change? I felt like there was a sort of camera effect going on that as soon as I looked out of here, it sort of adapted to the higher exposure of the sunlight, but I'm not sure if that's true, if I was just seeing things. Some ancient Celtic tribes practiced a coming-of-age ritual. This meant that when someone was considered old enough, it was time to prove themselves worthy of staying in the tribe. One of these rituals involved picking a flower in the woods, though not just any flower, of course. The gatherer had to find a fulgaria, but this flower is known to only bloom during thunderstorms. Keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right. Maybe that's why they mentioned a camera. Maybe we're going to use a camera flash to simulate lightning flashes. Keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right of you. Oh, keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right of you was considered the ultimate test of courage. Did not read that very well. What have we got in here? Ah, we've got a camera set up. What's that? Glass plate. Sure. And a button to take the picture. Anything else in this room? Oh, what's this? Collect key for the back terrace. Okay, that's nice. I think we have seen that door. Oh no, we've got flash. Oh no, it's empty. Empty flash powder. Chemical composition, potassium and magnesium in a 2-to-1 ratio. Lady Arabella, these past weeks I've been seeing lots of bright flashes coming from the back room of your house. It scares my cows immensely as they think a storm must be coming. My milk production has taken a hit because of this, and if you enjoy fresh milk in your morning cup of tea, I would advise you to keep the flashes to a minimum. Ah, yeah, okay. That's just sort of the confirmation of what I thought before. That's the purpose of the camera. The camera is our false lightning. What does it say? 2 parts potassium to magnesium? Or the other way around? We'll gamble. I don't remember. Ah, can I just put it down anywhere? Beautiful. Yes, I did get it the correct way around. About to take a picture of nothing. That's why I paused there. I realised I don't have a Fulgaria. I did find the seed though, didn't I? And there was a potting station out here. Yes, this is a fairly important part. Soil. Fulgaria seed. Water. Now let's take you through. Hit it with... Ooh, that is bright. Hey, wonderful. Bulgaria. Oh, I haven't added in a single clue. I haven't really needed to add in clues. The Fulgaria only grows during thunderstorms, where the flashes of lightning provide the bright light the flower needs to bloom. Because of its dangerous growing conditions, not many people have witnessed its beauty. So the photographs were a clue, the folklore book was a clue, the flash powder was a clue, and the letter from the farmer was a clue. And apparently there's another clue that I just haven't read anywhere. I was going to say sit. Is this the clue? Build a container with flash powder. Oh, well, I mean, I think that was pretty obvious. I guess glasses? I guess maybe that's the clue. It was the clue. I don't think that was necessary. But... Well, you're not going to put the powder in there, are you? Okay, so we found a... Oh, what's this? Arabella and Elizabeth. Ah. We got a key to somewhere. Where was it? Around here to the right? It was. There were also some places out the front of the manor that I didn't go and look at. Ah, locked from the other side. But what have we got out here? Another potting station. That's good. Suggests we might find another seed. Book. Flowering Plants of Great Britain by Anne Pratt. Okay. Ooh, there it is. The ash plume. Is this going to be what those sort of pyrophilia things? This might be a tough case to crack. Which is what one of the clues said about pyrophilia. A summary of some of the seeds I've gathered this year and the location I found them at. Cow parsley in the hills, poppy in Cheddar Gorge. I've been there in real life. It's a real place. Buttercups in the Steert Marshes. Ash plume in Wistman's Wood. Wood anemone in Holford Combe. Ah, yes, and one of the other pyrophilia documents also said that some of them need to be opened by smoke from their natural habitat. So we need to burn something from Wistman's Wood. Don't know where that is, or whether they'll just be... Maybe they'll just be some lying around. My dear friend Arabella, a friend of mine visited the Americas and brought back a pair of fabulous grey squirrels. Oh. Ah. They are the latest trend in garden decoration. All of my neighbours have sent for them as well. It was a great investment. The 2 squirrels have now started a big family and my garden is full of the darling little critters. One thing I did notice is that I haven't seen a red squirrel in my garden for some time now. How odd. You must visit soon and see the squirrels for yourself. If you are not aware, this is almost exactly what happened in the United Kingdom. Grey squirrels were introduced and they just completely took over, and red squirrels are now not necessarily sure if they're endangered, but you don't get many of them. Grey squirrels are the default. Ah, locked from other side as well. Is there anything in here? Oh, a key. Key to the kitchen. We're going to have to do a bit of back and forth. Thursday, Jimmy broke another mortar. That boy really needs to learn how to grind spices without breaking down my kitchen. Lady Arabella may not be best pleased with me asking for a new one. The last mortar took years to be sorted. She is so scatterbrained, always off on her fancy research trips. Shopping list. Flour, egg, milk, leeks, potato, carrots. Sure. Oh, he broke a mortar. So we don't have a mortar. Is that going to be relevant? Nice. Might need to go back into the kitchen because I don't think there's anywhere else I can go out here. That was quite linear for the first 2 plants, but there now might be a little bit more back and forth. I think I can... Oh, that's the wrong button. Triangle. I think for this I'm happy to add in that as a clue. And that as a clue. I think those 2 things are both going to lead me to the right place. Yeah, where was the pyrophilia book? It was here. Some pyrophiles, this is number 2 in fact about pyrophiles, some pyrophiles only bloom when surrounded by smoke aromas from their natural habitat, which is why we know where the ash plume is from. And somewhere it says, oh yeah, and fact number 1, their seeds typically possess tough shells, which is the only thing we know about the ash plume so far. This is nice. Hazel's priceless recipes. Roasted chestnuts. This is a simple recipe, perfect to warm those cold winter nights. You can use any edible chestnuts, they are easily foraged. I think this is going to tell me about how to start a fire to crack open a nut or a seed. The main difficulty with chestnuts is that they have a tough shell, but luckily they're easy to crack open with the help of fire. Simply place the nuts in a pan above the fire and wait until you hear a pop. This means your chestnuts are nicely roasted and ready to eat. Okay, so I'm going to need to do that and combine it with something. Okay, there's a broken mortar. The history of Dartmoor. How the moor was once covered in majestic forests and woods. How early settlers came to the area and cleared most of the trees for pasture, using fire as their method of choice. It promises to be a fascinating story of how the moorland we know and love today came into existence. Okay. So that's also a bit sort of fiery. Kindling. We received your letter applying to study botany at our College of Natural Sciences along with your enclosed drawings. We do not at present and never have admitted women to study at the college. Botany is a serious science conducted in laboratories and lecture halls. By all means, continue to pursue your hobby, tending to your garden and domestic space where it may be appreciated. Positions at the college are reserved for serious scholars whose studies will go on to be well utilised in a career in botanical experimentation. Therefore, with all politeness, we do not offer these valuable positions to amateurs that should otherwise be taken up by genuine academics. What a prick. I can see why that's gone in the kindling. Okay, so we can put seeds in there, I suppose. Or the pot in there, maybe. But I think I'm still looking for something from Wistman's Wood. Okay, I've got some weights and measures. And I've got a mysterious symbol of a sheep carrying a flag. Okay, I wonder what I'm going to need to be weighing out at some point. Can I get out of here? Yes. To someone special. Dearest Hazel, I picked you some roses from the garden to cheer you up. When you're done with your work in the kitchen, would you like to meet me for a cup of tea in the back garden? The pond is lovely this time of year. Warm regards, Mr. Bennett. Very sweet. I can't get around the chair. I thought I was going to read that book, but apparently not. Porcelain duck. The ancient oaks stand tall in Wistman's Wood. Covered in moss, they withstood the test of time, though none can tell the sorrows that did befell those trees in Wistman's Wood. Okay, I think there was a poem, and I completely lost the meter of it. So the trees in Wistman's Wood were all burned down? That seems to be the gist of what I'm getting. But I need to burn some of it as well. The smokery. Okay. Smoked food. Right, so yes, because I need to smoke this plant. But I need to smoke it with a particular type of wood. Home smoking and curing. The type of wood to use in your smokery is of great importance, though which one to pick depends entirely on your personal tastes and preferences. Burning wood from different types of tree produces different smoke aromas. This is due to different chemical compositions in each type of smoke and has a great impact on the flavour of your food. Choose your wood logs with care. I will, but where? Here we go. So it's going to be the oak, because the oak stood tall in Wistman's Wood. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what I just read. Let me double check. The ancient oaks stand tall in Wistman's Wood. Okay, can I set this up already? By taking the oak log and placing it in there. No, I should probably not do that straight away. Okay, so let's go find a potting station. It's possibly the first thing I should have done. I have to run their way. I can't quite remember where everything is. Oh, I suppose I could have gone to any potting station, couldn't I? I don't have to go to a specific one. And there isn't one here. This is where I thought there was a potting station. So, let's find... here we go. So, soil. Ash plume. Am I watering it first? And then... I can't just carry the seed around on its own, can I? Okay, so what I think I'm going to try doing is putting this in the kitchen first on the fire. The order of this, I don't think I have a good... Ah, okay. So yes, that did seem right. Does it still need watering? Or do I just go for smoke? Okay, let's get myself another oak branch or an oak log. Yes, okay, this one didn't seem to need watering. The ash plume is a pyrophile, evolved to survive harsh forest fires. Its seeds crack open with extreme heat, and afterwards the oak smoke from its habitat indicates it's safe to bloom. The poem was useful. I mean, I'm going to assume all of these were... The smoking book was definitely useful. I'm going to assume that these... Oh, there's only two other things. The cooking book told me how to make a fire. I don't really remember what the Dartmoor lecture said. Or the Dartmoor poster. I'm going to go... Am I going to bother looking at them? I mean, I could just... Ooh, there's been a delivery at the gatehouse. What did this say? It was once covered in majestic forests and woods, but they were cleared with fire. Okay, I mean, I suppose maybe it's somewhat relevant because it's just about fire, but I think even without that clue, I'd have ended up in exactly the same place. What about this one? And I guess this is just telling me that Wistman's Wood is in Dartmoor. So I suppose those are the two bits of information it wants me to put in as clues. They are. But now we can go see what this delivery is. I wonder if it'll just be more seed. A letter. Lady Green, we are pleased to deliver a new key for your orchard gate. We are hoping you're enjoying the gate. Don't hesitate to visit us again should you need further metalwork or decoration for the manor. Okay, that's one way to limit where I can get around, having the key be delivered. A key to a part of my own home being delivered. There was a map somewhere at the beginning. There's an orangery. Note 5 is the orchard. So I want to go into the circle around the fountain and turn left. Unlock it. Peculiar petals. Ooh. It's going to be sitting, but what can I read? Dear niece, I have gathered a selection of my cherished toys and books, among them my beloved Piggy. I had a toy called Piggy. I highly recommend the nursery rhymes. You can take a guess at what animal it was. They are charming as well as educational, though I'll take no offence should they put your little one straight to sleep. With all my affections, Auntie Arabella. The wolf glove. High on the mountain top so steep, grows a flower that's hard to keep. Its petals delicate and bright, whistling in the wind with all their might. The mountaineers who climb up high listen for the whistle as they try to find their way amidst the snow and reach the summit, cheeks aglow. With every step they hear it loud, the wolf gloves howl, clear and proud, guiding them through paths unknown to reach the summit and call it home. Okay, this one makes a noise. And presumably it needs to be somewhere cold and windy? Okay, that's our potting station. Anything else we've got? Okay, looks like there's some seeds in here. Seeds for... pixie tears. This flower is closely associated with orchards. I wonder why. Oh, wolf glove. We've got the nursery rhyme. This small flower has long tubular petals. How interesting. The seed packet is located in the orangery. Okay. What's this? Notes on soil additives. Sometimes I need to add extra nutrition to the soil. I have found the following amounts to work best with my different pots. Okay. So the pot that we seem to be using every time is that one in the top right, which requires 97 grams of whatever additive it is we're trying to use. Sure. What's this? Dearest Arabella, how are you getting on in your garden? I hope it's not getting to be too much for you on your own these days. Our mutual friend mentioned you have been struggling to germinate the ash plume. Have you tried making sure there's fresh compost in the pot? Stubborn seeds often need that to grow. I thought I grew the ash plume. I'll visit you sometime and perhaps I can find a way to crack the seed for you. I can show you the books I've been working on at the same time. I don't need your help. Ooh, what's in here? These. Ooh. Bluebell, cradle fern, pixie tears. Okay. I wonder if that's going to be useful. Spring dance shrub, hyacinth, foxglove, primrose. I don't know what I'm looking at any of these for. Do I want to... So, I've got a thing for this. I was going to put it in here, but doesn't seem like that's something I can do. Tincture of iodine. Iodine. Perfect for preparing microscope slides. Okay. Chloroplasts. In the world of plants, the sun is the ultimate source of energy. Chloroplasts, small organelles inside the cells of a plant, are responsible for capturing the light from the sun and converting it into sugar through photosynthesis. However, not all plants have chloroplasts. Some plants rely on organic matter for their energy and do not photosynthesize. They have lost their chloroplasts over time and have instead adapted to obtain energy by absorbing sugars through their roots. It is therefore recommended to add a certain amount of sugar to the soil when cultivating these particular plants. Okay, so pixie tears. Yeah, we can see down at the bottom of the sketch that pixie tears have no chloroplasts. They have none of these green dots. So we're going to need to add sugar to the soil when growing our pixie tears. And we're going to need to add 97 grams of sugar. Am I going to have to go back to the kitchen to get sugar? That seems like the most likely place for it to be. Or is this going to be like molasses or something? Oh no. I thought maybe in this jug we're going to have something, but it's just a letter. Lady Arabella, thank you for inviting me to Botany Manor last Monday. As a historian, I have found it wonderful to see an authentic medieval manor, especially one as beautiful as yours. I apologise again for not being able to locate the priest hole in your house, although I am convinced it exists and we will find it one day. I assume I'm going to find it in the course of this game. It won't be easy as they tend to be hidden well and sometimes require elaborate mechanisms to be opened. We're going to find it using a flower. The history of England. Back in the Middle Ages, during the reign of... I don't feel like we necessarily need to read this, although maybe not everyone's heard about priest holes before. Therefore, all Catholics were persecuted by law. Therefore, some households built secret rooms in case they needed to hide a priest that was visiting their family home. Many of these so-called priest holes were designed and built by Nicholas Owen. Only the owner of the house and Nicholas himself knew about the location. Because of this, it is thought that there are maybe many undiscovered priest holes throughout England to this day. There are some interesting little bits of trivia in this game. What have we got here? Lady Arabella, I have received your request for repairs to the roof of your garden tower. Alas, I must confess that I am not the man to undertake this task. It may have escaped your notice that the tower in your orchard is known to locals as the Turbulent Tower. It is believed that a poltergeist dwells within its walls. Legend says that the spirit is evil and brings ferocious winds upon anyone who dares to enter the tower. I don't want to provoke the wrath of this ghost and advise you to refrain from meddling with the tower. Is this going to be something to do with that wolf plant, the one that howls? My assumption is probably yes. Ooh, what's in here? Move up. Anemometer. Oh, a broken anemometer. Don't know what it would do if it was working. Ooh. That's not what I expected. So this is going to be to get some wind whistling through the wolf one. Wolf glove. But this seems relevant to that. And these seem relevant to this one, because this is telling me that it doesn't have chloroplast and that it needs sugar. And this is telling me how much sugar. I suppose that's relevant. Okay. Go back down. Oh no, I can go even higher, can't I? But I suppose there's not much point going higher until I have the seed that I think makes most sense to go in there. This is the locked door, isn't it? Okay, cool. I've opened up. That's my way to the kitchen. While I'm here, near the kitchen, let me quickly see if sugar is something that I have available in here. Maybe I didn't need it before, so it wasn't an option. But now that I might need it, it's available to me. Well, this is how I'm going to be able to weigh out my 97 grams, but unless I get some sugar, I'm not going to have anything to weigh out 97 grams of. I've gone the wrong way. Oh, I remember where I'm going. Need to leave the kitchen in this direction, run along the corridor, and then I'm back to wherever I was. We're going to run facing the same direction so I can drink some more. Key for the painting room. Lady Arabella, as you can see, the staircase of the orangery collapsed in your absence. I have already written to the builder in the hope that he wants to sort it out, though as you know, he can be difficult to pin down. I do apologise if this is getting in the way of your research. I don't suppose you could find another way into the bottom level. We'll have to find out. To Arabella Green from Natty Golding. Envelope with stamp. Is this the letter from inside it? Dearest Arabella, we made it to the Alps. We are so sad that you couldn't join us this time, but we understand you are busy creating your herbarium. Yesterday we were lost on a hike until suddenly we heard a strange whistling tune. We followed the sound and soon enough we discovered it was coming from a tiny flower. If only you had been there to tell us what kind of flower it was. Your loving friend always, Natty. It was wolf glove. The envelope with the stamp. Is there anything on... Is there anything on here that's useful information? I'm not convinced, so I'm not going to put it through. I see. This is the orangery. And that has the same symbol as the thing that we saw in the kitchen. Doesn't it? Is that where the kitchen is? It is where the kitchen is, isn't it? Yeah, because for the kitchen I go through this way, and then I go down, and then I run all the way back this way. Oh no. No, I'm wrong. It's on the wrong side of the building. Can I do anything with it? But we'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, so I don't know how to get to the bottom of the orangery yet. I have found an additional seed, and I'm not sure which one it is. Pixie tears. So for the pixie tears, I need to add sugar. Okay, tower wind research. Wind speed of 35 on the third floor, 50 on the second floor, 45, 20. And then the anemometer broke. Okay, so I'm going to need to find out what speed is ideal for the wolf glove. Ah, okay, so we'll find out what mountain it was at the top of. And then we'll know the wind speed that we need. Be sure to wear the correct gear when climbing. The winds in the Alps can be fierce and interchangeable. So where did... Can I... Or do I have to go back over to this letter? Where did he say he was climbing? We made it to the Alps. Okay. So he hasn't said. Unless the Alps was an option all by itself. But that's a bit too... Yeah, it wasn't. It's all the Alps. Okay. So there was something else down this way. That sort of fairy tale about Wolf Glove. Oh no, maybe that's what the envelope was for. There was a goat. There was a goat with a star above its head. Is that going to give me a hint as to which mountain it was? Maybe that's what it is. Nope, not that one. I mean, Matterhorn and Mount Weisshorn both have horn in the name. Is something. Mount Weisshorn, Matterhorn. Which are 20 and 40. 40 is an option. I don't know if 20... Oh, 20 is an option. Not helpful. A round star above its head. Okay. So I think... Yeah, okay, we'll put it in here. I think that is... So the wind research, the alpine weather, and the envelope. Ah, so there is one more bit of information that I can get. And also I need to get down there. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Okay, so in order to get down there, it is something over in this direction. What's that? No, I'm not low enough. I don't think. I just don't think it's going to be in there again. There is this symbol. There's something to do with this symbol. These are also all in ounces, which isn't helpful, given that the only thing I think I'm going to have to weigh, I only know in grams. Okay, I mean, so far... Oh, I picked up another key, though, didn't I? The painting room. Go back to the index. The map. The painting room. I mean, it's got to just be in the house. So I could probably find it. 15. Okay. That's somewhere along here. Ah, yeah. It would have been quicker to just walk and look. The painting room. Nice. Botanical painting. Okay. So is this going to have filled out our map? No, apparently not, even though we've got it literally in front of us. Letter. Dear Mrs. Green, your research proposal on the structure of coastal plants was of quaint interest. We have no plan to fund a small project like this, but perhaps if you are set on botanical fieldwork, you might assist Professor Montague in his work on British meadow orchids. I'm sure your natural aptitude for domestic duties would be much appreciated. Might I also recommend John Lindley's book, Ladies' Botany, or A Familiar Introduction to the Study of the Natural System of Botany. It is an elementary book for unscientific readers, and one I have heard is suitable amusement for ladies such as yourself, being about a mother who wishes to teach her children about plants. These are lovely, lovely people, aren't they? Oh, is that me? Oh, it is. Arabella Green. We did do the meadow orchids research in 1862. A study wherein the discerning reader will find a history of the use of religious and folkloric symbols throughout the art of the world. So this might show us what that symbol in the kitchen meant. It meant Catholicism. So that's going to be our priest hole. Agnus Dei, something of God. Lamb of God makes sense. Lady Arabella, I was wondering if I could join Mr. Bennet into town this afternoon to place an order for a new kitchen scale. The one we have is rather ancient, and I'm afraid it's not suitable for measuring flour to make my delicious scones. If you could let me know your decision before the afternoon, that would be lovely. Okay. So maybe if we put a particular mass on the scale, that will open a door to the priest hole, which will get us into the orangery. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. But I don't have a number in mind. I keep pressing that button when I mean this. So no, I don't have anything else useful yet. A number, a useful number. Put on the scale. No, this is the wrong end of the kitchen. Have we seen anything that might indicate... Or maybe is there a position... Is there a position of this that would make any sense? What if I just weigh it down fully? So that's option number one. Just... Okay, let's go for the 8. And the 7. No, so it's clipping into the table, but that's... No, I don't have any better ideas than that. Maybe we need to reread some of our clues. I don't think where the number would be. So this is going to be to do with the... Okay. So I don't quite know which mountain it is, although my guess is it's one of the two that says horn on it, simply because of the ram on the stamp. What have we got back over here? Let's see. There was a door somewhere. Yeah, here. Wonder if we'll have anything in here that gives us some more clues. The Heritage Orchard and Preservation of Endangered Apple Varieties. Fascinating. Ah, so we've got some apple information. A knobby russet, a dabinet, a cat's head, a bitter green streak. I want to try that one. I'd try a bitter green streak. Okay, so we have a bunch of apples. We have a cider making and apple blending sheet. Ah, so this needs sugar. So maybe there'll be sugar around here. Or no, do we need to get sugar from our apples? Is that a thing? Is that how it works? Ah, okay, so we need 97 grams of sugar. So we've got a 7 in the Merlin's Mist, and then we need another 70. So 2 Kingston Black and a Merlin's Mist. It adds a lot of acid, but I don't think that matters. That an apple that we know about. So we need this red apple, this blue one. So one of you. Oop, wrong apple. You. And 2. Ah. I don't think I'm going to have 2. I don't think I can do 2. So let's recalculate our strategy. Is there anything that weighs 36? No. So 2 weighing 30. Okay, there's a 40 and a 30. A knobby russet and a cat's head. A knobby russet. So a cat's head is the green one with the legs. The knobby russet is the knobbly one. Ah, don't tell me we don't actually have the cat one. That's not it. That's not it. Bright green. Ah, do we genuinely... We just don't have it. We don't have the one I need. Okay, let's recalculate for a second time. So I need 3 to add up to 97 grams. I thought using the 27 of the Merlin's Mist would be the easiest way to do it, but maybe it isn't. Because we don't have the cat's head. So what could I do? 31 and 26. Nope, those numbers don't exist. Oh, this is just me having to do math quickly. So we have our 30. We could do 35, 34. Oh, we do have a 26. So if we have a 26, if we have a dabinet and a brown snout, we can do that instead of the Merlin's Mist and the cat's head. This sounds just mental. A dabinet and a brown snout. Dabinet and a brown snout. You're not a Dabinet, you're a Seymour's Delight. Are you a Dabinet? No, you're a Lord Peckover. Why do they only have some of the apples? Or are there some more? Aha! No, I'm just... There we go. So that's a 40, a 30, and a 27, which adds up to 97. I should double check that that actually is the number that I need before proceeding any further. But I can also pop myself up this pixie tier. I don't know if I'm supposed to water first. Well, this probably would have given me a better instruction. Sometimes I need to add extra nutrition to the soil. Yeah, 97 grams, top right. It's the one with the marking. There doesn't seem to be any instruction as to whether I do it first. I didn't water the last plant at all, but it was the one that needed fire, so maybe watering it wouldn't make a lot of difference. Whee! There we go. It was the right amount. We're surrounded by butterflies. It's very cute. The pixie tier no longer contains chloroplasts, which are organelles responsible for photosynthesis. Instead, the pixie tiers obtains sugar through their roots, which it commonly finds in the apples from orchards. Okay, so yeah, I needed the information on cider apples. And look, it's white because it doesn't have any chlorophyll. Would make it green. That was nice, I like that. So now I just need to figure out this one. The howling wind. So maybe in here, maybe there's a useful number in here. I apologise for not being able to locate the priest hole. I think I found where it is. They sometimes require elaborate mechanisms to be opened, so I think it's to do with the weighing scale. Nicholas Owen. Nothing about Nicholas Owen seems to have... Yeah, my assumption is that it's only going to relate to the weighing scale. I don't think it's going to need anything in addition to that. But even if it does just need the weighing scale, I think I'm going to need a particular mass to put on the weighing scale. That is my assumption. I don't have anything. I could try and just sort of go in order. Could I just build it up and go through every possible weight using a controller? That might be kind of difficult. Go down. Anything on here that feels like it would hint at what I need? Not as far as I can tell. Right, let's review the clues. Okay, apparently there's a clue that I haven't found in the kitchen. That isn't the broken mortar. Oh, is it this? Blessed in this kitchen by grace and holy light, may all those who enter find comfort and respite. Blessed is the hearth with laughter and with cheer. May the love shared here be held forever dear. To those who serve the Lord, who seek their sanctuary, remember this. Remember the year of construction, for this, friends, is the key. Gifted by Nicholas Owen. Nicholas Owen, who made the priest hole. Remember the year of construction. I don't remember what that was. Let's run. Where would I have seen that? Where would that information have come from? The year the priest hole was constructed would be information out here. I might have gone the long way round. Oop. This left. Minster exists, but I don't have a year. Unless the year was already on. No. Is the year going to be just on the front of the building? Is it going to tell me the year of construction? That's sometimes a thing. They sometimes just have a year built into them. This one doesn't. Yeah. When was this made? Year of construction. Is that something I've read? Have I already seen that? Ah, the manor plans in the painting room. That might have told me when this was constructed. 1593. There we go. I like that, that's good. Oh, I need the 9. Don't need the 8. I need the 5. Don't know if they need to be in order. 3. 1. Maybe they need to be in order. I don't see how that could physically make any difference to a scale, but... Ooh. That dust or smoke? If it's smoke, I should be going in here. Well, how long have these been burning for? Unless someone's been using... My lord Brain, thou hast ventured mightily in granting me refuge within these walls, and for such favour I remain eternally indebted to thee. The cunning of Little John in his establishment of this sanctuary doth inspire awe. A saint he is to our brethren and sisters who have sought refuge from the harsh rule of Queen Elizabeth and King James. Pray, extend my gratitude unto thy cook for the sustenance provided. I welcome respite from Brother Michael's oft-repeated fare of leeks and potatoes. Probably what that says. With the most earnest of thanks, I entreat that this missive shall not mark our final communion, and that our faith may endure unbroken. Yours with devotion, R. Blount. Whee! Nice, I've got the wolf glove seeds. Hoping for a little bit more information. The Lady Mountaineers Club, the first outing in 1858. Maybe this will tell me which mountain it is. This one. Weisshorn. Okay. I mean, I'd narrowed it down to 2 already. But it is the Weisshorn. Tour Eiffel Paris. The Matterhorn. Okay, so it's the Weisshorn. I don't remember which... do I have to run back through? But first, I suppose I can put this in. Yeah, I have all the information I need. Let me in. Am I... Okay, I'm fixing the stairs. Okay, so for the Matterhorn... No, for the Weisshorn, rather, we need 40 feet per second, which is the 4th floor. Oh, no, it's not that. It's varying combinations of open windows as well. So it's the 4th floor with the 1st, 3rd, and 4th open. Fully open. All fully open. Nope. The bottom one, only the right open. So 1st, 3rd, and 4th, right, both. Okay. Guess we water it first. Let's place you there. Okay, so I'm going to need to go up to this one. I'm going to have to close the left window. And then... Nope, it's gone the wrong way. Okay. It says move up on both sides. I don't think it's supposed to. So this window should stay closed. This window should be fully opened. And this window should be fully opened. Perfect. Lovely. The wolf glove grows in Mount Weisshorn, where the weather is just right. When the wind hits its tubular petals, a howling sound can be heard. Mountaineers are familiar with this flower and use it to navigate on foggy days. Ooh, there's a delivery at the gatehouse. Right, we need to go down. It's going to take me all the way to the bottom. Oh, gotta do it slowly. The gatehouse, which is probably this way is the quickest way to go. Okay, nothing about the cane. I've just got sidetracked by wondering what was in here. My dear friend, good luck on your trip. I would have loved to join you like in our younger days, but your tales about the trip will suffice when we next meet. I will never forget the Maria Jackson passage you once highlighted to me. In examining plates, you take the authority of others, whereas in botany, as in all other things, we can make little progress if we do not see for ourselves. You can take? Oh, when examining plates, I see. Well now, you must travel and see some interesting specimens for yourself. I am inspired and look forward to hearing all about it. Your friend always, Eleanor. Very supportive. Okay, let's get to the gatehouse. Dear sister, I am so glad to hear you have returned safely from your travels. While you were away, I changed the code for the library door each time I visited, as I know some of Grandmother's valuable items are kept in the secret vault. The new code for the door is the 3 initials of my name to make it easy for you to remember. I hope we can meet soon. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. Was that it? Okay, well we know where we can find her name because we've got a family tree. in the foyer of the manor. Let's go and take a look at that. I have been in there. Okay, so my sister, Elizabeth Ann Green. Yes. E-A... Oh, where am I going? This way. E-A-G. No? Oh, maybe it's not green. Yeah, I suppose this has everyone's maiden names, but maybe she means E-A-H for Hopgood. The name she took after marrying. Yes, that is what she meant. Thank you. Dear Lady Green, thank you kindly for the flower books you sent for my daughter. To this day, they still show an interest in learning more about plants and painting. I am keen that my daughters have access to a good education, so I hope you don't mind me putting it upon you that you might be able to teach them somehow. Your dedication and knowledge seem so rare and inaccessible elsewhere for young girls like mine. I hope you will consider my proposal. Sincerest regards, Olive Campbell. I'm going to sit in the chair. What is this book? Modern Methods of Teaching. Ah. So he probably did try to help out. Ooh. What's in here? Botanical Allies. Go round. Oh no, I was on the right side. The Fox and the Crow. One evening, a fox was in search of something to eat for dinner. He saw the crow sitting on a tree branch holding a big piece of tasty cheese in her beak. So the fox came up with a plan. He walked up to the crow and complimented her shiny black feathers. The crow was suspicious of the fox and kept her beak tightly closed on the cheese. The fox kept on charming the crow, describing her as the most majestic of all birds, with a big, strong beak. Oh, what a strong beak that must make. It must be the song of a queen. Oh, what a song. What a song that beak must make. It must be the song of a queen. Please, beautiful crow, let me hear it. Flattered by the praise, the crow forgot all about her suspicion and also her dinner. So she opened her beak wide to utter her loudest caw, and down fell the cheese straight into the fox's open mouth. I'm going to assume that has some relevance at some point. What are these? Are these buttons? Yeah, okay. I'll just press 5 of them to reset whatever it is. We'll figure out whatever the correct order is for them at some point. Far fewer clues in this room than I would have guessed. Wonders of the night sky. Okay, so let's go upstairs. The golden fish. One bright morning, a poor fisherman caught a shining golden fish. The fish cried, "Please, let me live. I'm not a fish, but a prince enchanted by a wicked spell." So the fisherman let the fish go free. When the fisherman's wife learned of this, she demanded the fish grant a wish in return for its freedom. A cottage instead of the hovel where they lived. So the fisherman returned to the shore, and the fish granted their wish. But the wife was greedy and demanded riches, a palace, and servants, all while the ocean became darker and the shore was black with dirt. Finally, the wife wished to be so powerful that she could grant wishes herself. In return for this greedy request, the fish revoked all of the wishes it had granted. After that, the ocean became blue again, the shore clean, and the fisherman never saw the golden fish again. The complete Aesop's Fables. Oh, is this actually one of Aesop's Fables? I feel like that's more reasonable than pretending it is. New Year's Ball to be given at Somerset Hall, 4th of January 1860. Supper at 6 o'clock. Cousin, wash your hands and accompany me. You won't find a husband at the bottom of the garden. Okay. We've got a tail of a golden fish. A tail of a fox. The hare and the tortoise. I think we know this one. At midday, a hare and a tortoise took a walk together. The hare moved quickly and noticed the tortoise struggling to keep up. The hare laughed and challenged the tortoise to a race. The tortoise accepted. A course was decided and the race began. The hare immediately leapt out of sight, but then lay down to take a nap, sure that the tortoise would never catch up. The tortoise plodded slowly on, making his way towards the finish line. When the hare woke up from his nap, he opened his eyes just in time to see the tortoise crawling slowly across the finish line. The proud hare had been so sure that he would win and underestimated the tortoise. As the tortoise crossed the finish line, he exclaimed, "Slow and steady wins the race." That one's a bit more well known than the other two. Rising Sun. Okay, so we've got books called The Night Sky and The Rising Sun. Those feel like they're going to line up with the buttons that I was randomly pressing before. Do I seriously have nothing else in here? I don't have access to the study. Okay, so the... okay, so is it just the order of the fables? We have The Night Sky. Do they have volume numbers? Wonders of the Night Sky. Okay. Is blue. The Fox and the Crow. Okay, and the Crow. I don't know, alphabetical? There are... I wouldn't say a colour, but yeah, I don't actually know what the colour of this one is. I suppose it's green. I can just about make out that it's green. Because this one also looks green. The golden fish. Is it going to be to do... Is it alphabetical? I feel like I need a piece of information that will tie these together. The hare and the tortoise. So the hare and the tortoise is, let's say it's H. And then we've got a G for the golden fish, an R for the rising sun, an N for the night sky, and an F, the fox and crow. So I've got an F, G, and an H, which are easy, and then an N and an R. So an F, G, H, and N. That's not the correct order. Yeah, I think I need another bit of information somewhere. I think I need something that tells me why I should think of these books in this order. So... do we try to seek this information? Oh, I can't think of where. Oh, we've got a bunch of ones in this. Okay, apparently there are 2 more clues in the library that I haven't found. So let's head back in and look more closely. Oh, wow, they could be because they're behind that door. That could be why I haven't spotted them. That's not helpful. What if I sit in the chair? Can I see anything useful? I'll look upstairs again, but I'm sort of even less... What about these? Do these paintings line up to the books? No. I think we've seen this before, haven't we? I think that mushroom twice. No? Okay. So I think I need information elsewhere for this. Where elsewhere? I'm not so certain. The bell tower, the corridor, the attic. Along here? Anything that might give me a hint as to the order that I'm pressing these buttons? Modern methods of teaching, I've seen that before. Let's look at my map. What have I got on my map? Okay, so the study is number 3. So I've gone into number 1 and then into number 2. I can't get over to 4 because of that tree. I can't get into 3 because I don't have a key for it. So I am currently in the only place that I can access on the first floor. I certainly can't get to the second floor because I can't get myself up into the attic. Is there anywhere out here I should be going to first? The long hedgerow. No, not that I can think of. Fly forward to this. There's a bunch of stuff in the master bedroom, in the study, in the attic, in the bathroom, in the bell tower, and in the corridor. And I can't get to any of these things because I'm still in the library. Okay, let's think about these books again. The Fox and the Crow. No, I'm really struggling for what information might put these books in any particular order. So this was One Bright Morning. See, I think I'm getting too detailed now. The time of day that they occur. Okay, maybe it's not so ridiculous. Because this one happens at midday. The rising sun, you know, that's the first thing that happens in a day. This is a morning. One bright morning for the golden fish. And then it was an evening for the fox and the crow. And then one evening. So I'm thinking it's going to be the rising sun, the golden fish, the hare and the tortoise, the crow, and then nighttime. Oh, I like that. I like that. I went for alphabetical purely because it was something I could vaguely justify as obvious, or at least reasonable. Sunset 1st of May. Sunset 22nd of May. 8th of July. Okay. These colours might come in useful at some point. Okay, we've got some seeds. Nightfall. I vaguely recall my grandmother studying the nightfall when I was young. Yeah, I wonder if... Key. Where's the key for? Ah, for the study. Nice. I've been trying to encourage the nightfall to bloom for a little while now. I'm determined to prove it's more than just a myth. So far, I have deduced that the flower opens at sunset and only during a particular time of year. When exactly that occurs still remains a mystery to me. I shall plant a few more seedlings tomorrow and continue my research. Okay, so presumably we're going to put it in front of one of these paintings to sort of trick it into thinking it's the correct time of year to bloom. I mean, they're all right paintings. They're kind of fun. Ah, yes, I wanted to study, didn't I? I can enter there now. I've got more seeds. The Sapphire Gloom. Judging by the name, I don't believe this to be an edible mushroom. If a tree is infected with red tree pox, many small red spots will be visible on the bark. It can usually be cured by adding fertilizer to the soil of the tree. Hypoxylon causes black patches to form on the bark of the tree. It is usually a sign that the tree is lacking in hydration and won't stay alive for much longer. A root parasite is a fungus that forms purple rings on the bark and roots. The parasite leaches the nutrients that the tree retrieves from the soil. Eventually, it causes the tree to dry out and lose all of its leaves. There is currently no known cure. Bark rust is a disease that isn't very harmful to the tree. It is usually caused by excess hydration and too much sunlight. Okay. Right, we have a bunch of bird eggs. Sure. I'm just going to go take a look at the tree. Where is it? Through here. Ah, so this is the one that's splotchy where there is no known cure. What else did it say about it? This is the root parasite. Ah, okay. There is currently no known cure. I mean, maybe I'll cure it. Who knows? Just like plants, fungi need food sources to grow strong and healthy. However, some fungi haven't always had access to nutrients through soil and have evolved to retrieve it in different ways. This means they have become carnivorous because they only acquire the nutrients they need by consuming other living organisms such as flies, bugs, and plants. Some mushrooms even get their nutrients from feeding on another type of fungus or parasite. Mushrooms usually growing on a tree is a sign that they are consuming the tree, so you should remove them immediately. Not always the case. So I think we're going to try and grow this fungi on the tree to get rid of the root parasite. I have some more books from the department that may be of interest for your research. One I recall was a favourite of your father's. If you have any trouble when you visit the college, tell the secretary you are collecting materials for your uncle. So long as they are returned before the summer ends, the other professors won't notice. Best of luck with your research, Uncle Theodore. Ah, okay. Thank you, Uncle Theodore. Do I still have to pot Meadow Orchids of Britain? Ah, researched by Montague and R. Brown. But I was there. I was there as well. I have been pondering these last weeks what could be the best way to see your remarkable flora reach the wider world, since it is so seldom we are able to see our work published. Considering your uncle's reputation in the scientific field, have you considered asking him to publish your herbarium under his name? It may not give you the recognition you deserve personally, but it would be a way to reach your goal of adding to the scientific record on botany. Do consider it. I would hate for such important research to stay hidden away. With warmest regards, Anne. No. Must have my name on it. So I want to put the mushroom on this tree somehow. But maybe I need to pot it up in a normal way first. And then try to get it onto the tree. Fire gloom. Do I need to water it? Sort of feels... Oh, yeah, apparently I do. I do need to water. And then... Aha! Hey, look at that. Oh, look, it's happy, healthy, and it's moved out the way of the door. Okay, so that was a pretty quick one, just to unlock the rest of the house. The sapphire gloom is a wildly misunderstood mushroom. It grows commonly on trees, and as opposed to popular belief, the mushroom consumes its parasites rather than the tree itself. So mushroom book, tree diseases. What were useful to me there? Right, let's head back upstairs now that more of it is available. Yes, and more of it is in this direction. The trapped fairy. Okay, the attic is still locked. Don't want to sit down. Cradle fern. Cradle fern has some eggs in it. We can find out what these eggs are from this picture at some point by comparing them to the eggs in the study. Okay, we've got another one of these. Sort of feel like I want to just pot up some nightfall. Just while it's there. Dear Lady Arabella, I wanted to thank you once again for your invaluable contributions during our recent meadow orchid research expedition. Your keen observations and deep knowledge of orchids was so helpful. Your dedication to the field is an inspiration to us all. I look forward to the future collaborations and the continued exploration of the botanical wonders that surround us. I will put in a good word for you with the Botanical Society. Most sincerely, Professor Montague. Didn't end up on the book though, did we? The attic. River swimming this season. Dear members, we want to make sure that you can all enjoy swimming this summer, so we have cleared the most popular rivers in Somerset of all aquatic weeds. That doesn't sound like a good idea. The River Cam, the River Chew, and the River Summer have all been cleared of weeds thanks to the services of Clark's Aquatic Weed Removal Company. Thank you for your continued support. Thanks to your monthly donations, the rivers of Somerset are clean and weed-free. It has been brought to our attention that the factory of Barton Ironworks has been illegally dumping scrap metal in rivers across Somerset. These rivers are now polluted with rust, making them unsafe for swimming. Do not swim in the following rivers. The River Frome was also affected by the waste, though oddly the river is completely clear of the rust pollution. We are still researching what led to that effect. Going to be some sort of plant. Dearest Arabella, I am writing to share with you an exciting discovery I have made in my botanical studies. It turns out that some plants are particularly sensitive to sound and seem to thrive when exposed to music or melodies from their natural environment. I hope to share more of my findings with you in the near future and would be delighted if you could join me in my research. Marianne. Okay, the rivers of Somerset. So the River Frome, which has an average temperature of 25 degrees centigrade, is the one that didn't have any problems with rust. So 25 degrees might be something useful to know. I mean, I certainly don't think the number of bridges is going to be relevant to the plants. Go up here. Ah, and so this will be useful for whatever plant it is that cares about sound. And we'll have to figure out what duck or bird lives in the environment of whatever plant that ends up being. Well, I can see where these things are going to lead. I just don't know what each thing is yet. Okay, so this is a petition from the Somerset Society for Wildlife Protection. In recent years, hunts have been taking place near the Somerset rivers. Tragically, this has led to the decline and even extinction of some of their bird species. We can no longer hear their beautiful chime-like calls. We call upon the government to regulate hunting near the rivers of Somerset. We ask that they respect the breeding times of wildlife. If you agree, please sign below and return this letter to us. No expense attends signing. Your signature, Arabella Green. The cradle fern. The past years, these ferns have drastically declined on the banks, so I feel compelled to research any changes in their environment. So the bird eggs we need to go back and look at. The river trust information. The government notice. A letter about melodies. The bird calls. No, apparently these are not the correct bits of information. They are, aren't they? Wait, what have I put something in that's pointless? What was the government notice? So this is about weed removal. So okay, so one of the things that I've put in here isn't what I thought it was. Yeah, the letter about melodies. Bird eggs. Because we can use that painting to determine which bird is the appropriate bird. I don't remember what the government notice was in the bell tower. But let's go look at these eggs. So they've got teardrop shapes on them. Which suggests to me that they are a crested owl. It's got to be right. So if that's a crested owl, then the cradle fern needs to hear the music of the crested owl. And possibly... Did it need anything else? Did it need any sort of temperature? Okay, so the cradle owl is ECDEGF. 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 Wonderful. Nice. I haven't filled in all the right clues for this plant. Is it one of the things up here? Is it the cradle fern is used by the crested owl as a nest, and in turn the plant has grown dependent on the owl's chime-like call to grow. Is it the government order in this bell tower that isn't actually strictly... yeah, so this is to do with a plant that gets rid of waste. It's not government notice. So I remove it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Weed removal? River it's the petition. No, it isn't the petition. Were these things not the... Are these not the useful bits of information? Okay, so the bird eggs told me the bird. The bird calls told me what bells. The letter about melodies told me that some plants require specific sounds to grow. The petition said something about the removal of something. The fern painting in the corridor. Was that a clue? Yeah, so that was definitely one of them. Not the fairy painting. What was Grandma's research? No, that was to do with the one that blooms on a specific day at a specific time of year. The weed removal is going to be about a different plant. The petition. Yes, okay. So yeah, I'd put something in that was about the rivers, which is going to be the plant that sort of eats rust. Anything more in here? Dearest friend, it seems our interest in visiting the private plant collection of Lord Spencer has gone unacknowledged. While disappointing, I am not sure it is worth pursuing scientific study in such places. On my recent visit to Brinsby, the young man showing us around had a barely basic knowledge of plants, and due to there being a large group of gentlemen in the party, all useful time and erudition was devoted to them and none given to Constance and I. Let us plan another trip of our own, and perhaps we can see these specimens in their home habitats where they belong. Ever your faithful friend, Liza. Please. Essence of arnica. Tincture of red clover. Okay. Right, so we've got a bit of pipe. Interesting. So I think I'm going to want to set this to 25 degrees because that's the temperature of that river. Is this? Oh, I've got a bunch of bits of pipe. Do I need even more? There's some more. I can't rotate them. They can only go in as they are. Yes. And this one slots in. Okay, so is the water going to go in there? Okay, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a plug-in. That's not... massively helpful. Okay. Yeah, I haven't worked out which plant it even is. Provides a rapid flow of hot water. Simply turn the tap and instantly hot water will appear. It can be used multiple times in a row without any extra cost. Yes. And 25 degrees that I've set is the temperature of the river in which a plant continued to grow that I believe ate rust. Ah, goodbye my dear Nova. The Trapped Fairy. Once upon a time there was a little fairy who loved gazing at her own reflection in the water. She lost track of time and the day turned into night. Nyx, goddess of the night, noticed the little fairy. The moon was shining bright, but the fairy only had eyes for herself. Nox took offence and decided to punish the little fairy. Nox placed the fairy into a nightfall and cast a spell on her. She fell in love with the moon and gazed upon the sky all night. As dawn approached and the sun arose, the spell broke, though just as the fairy awoke from her enchantment, the flower bud closed and trapped the fairy for eternity. Oh, it's not very nice. Okay, I need some... Oh, I've got a key to the attic. So maybe that's where my basic bit of information will come from. That tells me what plant I should even start thinking about. Moths of England. Nice. Moth spotting calendar. Okay, so something... Ah, so is this going to be that one that blooms at a specific time of year? Am I going to have to give it some particular moths? Sometimes a moth can be trapped inside a flower bud if it closes in the morning. The moth is then forced to use the flower bud as a resting place until it opens again later. Some flowers only bloom for short periods during the year, so if the moth is unlucky, the flower bud won't open again until many months later. Ah, so this is where our little folklore tale has come from. Some scientists have theorized that plants have photoreceptors in their leaves and stems which allows them to see the color of light. This means that flowers can tell the time of day and know when to open or close their buds. The exact time that flowers bloom is different for each flower, but most do appear to respond to light and the color of light in some way. Horticulturists and botanists have made use of this knowledge to trick difficult flowers into blooming at any time they like. Yeah, okay, so that is what we predicted a while back. Okay. So we need to know. So based on one of those paintings, we'll need to know the sort of order of the colours that we're then going to shine onto this plant. I don't know which plant yet, but I know that's what we're going to do when we figure it out. I fear the window may be closing for you to find a suitable husband. It's this again. I have arranged a dinner for you to meet my neighbour's son, Edward. He is successful in business in London. Your cousins William and Thomas may well aspire to become accomplished scientists, but for you, Arabella, it is better to make yourself useful in the small duties of life for which you will be loved and appreciated. Your studious nature will no doubt be valuable should you have a son, but it would be foolish to allow such a folly to come before the important things in life. I am confident this is what your parents would have wanted. They're all the same, aren't they? They're all the same. Mallard. In conversation with Professor Montague, leading experts in British meadow orchids. In his words, every plant, every leaf, and every meadow holds secrets waiting to be unlocked. My aim is simply to uncover some of those mysteries. Professor John Montague, renowned botanist, sheds light on his groundbreaking work in the world of meadow orchids and other botanical wonders. With decades of research and numerous publications to his name, Professor Montague's contributions to the field have been nothing short of revolutionary, including discoveries of new species such as the Dactylorhiza Montague or hood marsh orchid. Like this. No, this is a brook chalice. My friend wrote to me about the brook chalice, which made me want to research them. Okay, is this going to be the one that... so the nightfall is the one that blooms at a very specific time of year. And then this one, the brook chalice, I'm guessing is the one that makes rivers run clear, that makes brooks as clear as a chalice. It's going to be my guess. So weed removal, river poster, government notice, river trust. Not the fairy painting. These ones are the other thing. Bath geyser. Bath geyser. No, I'm not sure. So the nightfall paintings, research, the moth poster, the moth calendar, perhaps moth, fairy story, sight of plants. No, and that one is the temperature one, which I think is for this. Yeah, so that's all the information that I need about this one. I don't actually have a particular time of year though. Okay, let's go look. I have seen apparently everything I need to see. So this is the trapped fairy. So look at those wings. It's sort of brown splodges and then blue dots on red. Which is the garden tiger moth. And the garden tiger moth comes out in It can go faster than this, but I'm trying to read them all. September. And that is it. Only September. That's the only time you'll see these. Okay, so do we have a painting of a day in September? I don't remember where these paintings were. They're in here. They're in the secret room past the library. October, April, July, May, August, September. Blue, yellow, orange, red. That's what it is. Blue, yellow, orange, red. Blue, yellow, orange, red. Blue. Okay, let's get you in place. So you need to go there. Blue. Orange. Red. We've successfully conned the plant into growing out of... Wonderful. Okay, so there's a clue somewhere that I haven't even seen. Somewhere in the corridor. Somewhere in the corridor, I've missed a single clue. I wonder where. I wonder where. It's not the corridor? Oh, did I read this? I was taking a walk along a river in Somerset recently, and I noticed that a sight that I just had to write to you about. In the water, I saw the brook chalice blooming. I've never seen or heard of it flowering before. None of my books mentioned it. It was beautiful. Do you have any idea what would have caused this? Ever your friend, Edith. Okay. So the brook chalice, I think I just need to put in water of the correct temperature. Or do I need to add rust? Not 100% sure. Seems unnecessary to water it and then dump it in a bathtub. Yeah, I don't know if I have any way of adding. Let's drain the bath and put it back in. Oh, I never read this. Here is our quote to repair the geyser in the bathroom. The cost might seem high, but trust us, it's a complex job best left to the professional. Okay, I already did that. We use multiple times in a row without any extra... Okay. I think I sort of need to add rust. Oh. Red clover. Essence of arnica. Yeah, so all I know is that the rivers were polluted. And the river where this was growing stayed unpolluted. And that was the River Frome, 25 degrees, which is what I've set. It turns... Okay, this is sensitive to sound. I've already looked at that. The River Frome was also affected by the waste. But it's completely clear of rust pollution. So... do I have a rusty item somewhere that I can add? What does this do? Can't say I understand what that does. Aha! I have a rusty pig. I now have a way of polluting the water. If I can remember where to go. To the right and the right again? Cool, so that's what we need. We need an adequate temperature and some rust. And some rust. Yes. Wonderful. And it's made the water clear. The brook chalice prefers to grow in rivers with a temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. The plant naturally filters the water from rust and metal. Unfortunately, they get removed often as most people prefer their ponds to be weed-free. It's a very clear message about the importance of the environment, doesn't it? Oh, that's the gatehouse again, isn't it? Yeah, because this was everything from section 4. I think it's probably a good place to pause. Well, section 5 might be the end. Might be only one section left. It is getting late, so I'm not going to do that now. Yeah. Very nice little game. It's very cute. The puzzles aren't hugely deep, but they are interesting. Some of the solves have been quite nice. We'll do section 5 tomorrow.